Alrighty, introduce yourself.
Wait, someone's at the door. Huh? Who was knocking before?
No, Norshan has these massive, thick slippers going.
Introduce yourself.
Chato Mikasa, Lisinjo Ando.
My guns are stocked up, got grown them glocked up in a stolen Benz, outlawed at the pump.
Why did you want to play for Nerd Punt?
I want to play for Nerd Punt because it's the community, right? These guys are great. I mean, the team's great, the guys are great, the support's great. I've been in other orgs and the other orgs have multiple teams across multiple games and it almost feels like you're the second best or the second priority, third priority, negative priority sometimes, but here at Nerd Punt we feel much loved and it feels like, you know, they're here to watch us succeed, they're here to help us succeed and because of that, we want to make them succeed. A scary thing for players is that you come into a team and they expect performance, and the second you lose a round, you're like, oh shit, you guys have made it very clear that we care about just us as a team, our personal values, you know, us as people, and that's something that motivates us to try for you guys and is a whole reason why we actually love Nerd Punt. So probably pull up the clip of us beating 95X on Split. We're not the ones making all the noise. We are making a lot of noise, I tell you, but man, you guys made so much noise.
What did you think of Split 1? How did you rate your performance and the team's performance? And how did you think it set yourself up for Split 2?
Yeah, I think Split 1 was a good sort of opening statement for us. We sort of made a small name for ourselves in a bunch of other smaller tournaments. And then people started to recognise us, but then the true test was looking at our performance in Split 1. Personally, I think I had a good showing as an IGL. IGL is unexpected to frag out, they're unexpected to be as a significant contribution with respect to individual performance, but I think that was something that I was able to succeed at. I mean, it doesn't mean much if I'm playing Sova and getting shocky damage and stuff like that, but to me it was a good motivator to keep continuing and to at least a sign that I might be doing something right. So,
how did you get started in Valorant? What's your backstory?
So I did like a lot of sports, but then I injured my back, so I wasn't able to do those sports anymore, and I had to stand up, and so pretty much the only thing that I did was stand up and play games, and that sort of got me into the competitive side of gaming. I did that in Minecraft for ages, and then saw my brother was playing CS, so played that, but I had really shit ping. I'd drop to 1,000 ping and to get kicked from my teammates because they'd say a bot would be better than me, so never could grind high in that. And then Valorant came out and we got internet to the curb or whatever and was able to grind hard and then sort of get good enough that people had asked me to join a team. Actually, Lubert from Mammoth was my first IGL. He asked me to join a team, and then so props to him for getting me into Comp Val.
How do you feel you've gone so far in Split 2 and what do you think the future holds?
Yeah, I think Split 2 went well. It was a shame that we couldn't verse Fun Crew, but the result was still the same. I think that we're on the right track to definitely get that Ascension spot, especially with this what's it called? It's a boot camp, yeah. Especially because this boot camp, I think it's a good team bonding thing and people can sort of understand your levels of sarcasm, yourself as a person, that you can't quite get just from speaking on them online. So understanding all your teammates at a personal level can really, I think, build trust between each other, and it's something that can really help you succeed as a team in general is understanding that I can trust all these guys, I know who those guys are. These guys are not just my teammates, they're my friends. So, yeah.
What is your tip for new players that are coming up in the scene? How do you succeed and get as good as you?
The biggest thing for me is the mental. There's been that many times I've been in a ranked game and we've been down 4-10 or even 2-10, 1-10. You just expect from your previous ranked games the team will just tilt, they'll start running it down, they'll go blah 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 blah. And I guess from an IGL's perspective, part of me growing as a player in IGL was trying to get those teammates to stay focused. It's not over yet. The game would be over and you'd be in the lobby queuing for another game if the game was fucking over, so don't give up. And if you're losing 50-50 games, right, and half of those games are because you gave up early and you let your team give up early, then you've only got yourself to blame. Another thing is you can't blame your teammates, especially at that rank. If you're a 1v5 at that rank, you should be able to 1v5 every single game if you play the game perfectly. So don't blame your teammates. If they do something wrong, it doesn't matter, because you can, if you're really the best player and you really think you deserve a higher rank, then show that you're better than every other player on that other team and 1v5 them.
Who's inspired you to play competitive Valorant?
No one really. I mean, To be honest, yeah, no, I don't watch sports. I've never watched sports. I've always been a big fan of saying, why watch the sport when you can play it? I mean, and that's just what I've done. So I've just played the game, and then throughout the time I've watched Valorant games to get ideas and evolve strategy. But even then, I try not to break some of my own creative thoughts. I think an important thing for an IGL is that you have your own creativity when you're playing the game, and you don't rely on anyone else, because the second you start relying on anyone else for your ideas, then what's the point of being an IGL? You may as well be a robot.
On the IGL scale, how big is your ego?
Yeah, my ego is massive. I mean, no. To be fair, my ego is like an emotional roller coaster. If we lose a game, like I instantly say, yeah, I'm quitting Val. It's over. Like, I don't want to play this game anymore. You take a lot of criticism from players, and you in and out of the team. You feel quite responsible for most of the losses as well. You review the game, you're like, maybe that wasn't the right call, or maybe I should have relied on my teammates for some info or whatever. But then, when you win games and you stomp 13-1, your attack half is amazing. Like, of course, your ego is going to inflate a little bit, but you got to let that happen, right? That's the whole thought of winning. Just behind closed doors, though. Just behind closed doors.
Another question. Who do you fear most?
Yeah, we don't fear anyone. You can't fear anyone. If you want to win, you can't fear anyone. That's how it is.
That's the way. That's the way.
What I mate.
Cheers.
Thanks for your time, brother.
You're right.